Okay, it is 11 a.m., so I will go ahead and get started this morning. My name is Jen O'Brien. I work with Hawks Learning, and today I'm going to walk you through how to create your new Instructor single sign-in account with Hawks Learning. So this is a brand new dashboard, should make it really easy for you to access everything you need from one location. Now, as I walk through things today, it should be actually a pretty brief meeting. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to type it into the question and answer box within Zoom, and I will make sure to spend time at the end of this presentation to walk through all of those questions so we can cover everything you need. So getting started, I did want to take a moment to talk about the benefits of switching to this new streamlined platform. So to start, it does mean creating this new Teach account for yourself does mean that from one location, you can access all of your Hawks gradebooks. So if you are teaching with multiple courses like college algebra and pre-calculus or foundations of English and composition, you can add both of those to this one platform and seamlessly log in without having separate logins and website addresses for both. It also means that you can access your student account from one dashboard as well without a separate login. So what this means is even if you're just teaching with one course in Hawks Learning, it's still going to be really streamlined and beneficial to have this single Teach account to log into your one Hawks gradebook and your student account as well. Of course, an easy to remember website rather than having to type in course.hawkslearning.com/ and then your course ID. You simply have to go to teach.hawkslearning.com, log in, and from that one location, you access, like I said, all of your gradebooks and your student account. And lastly, it also means it's going to be a lot easier for you to reset your instructor password if you happen to forget it. So previously, that required some coordination with a course admin or a Hawks representative. Now, through the Teach account, you can simply reset your password yourself. So the very first step in order to get started in creating your Teach account is going to be to go to teach.hawkslearning.com. That is going to take you to this main page, this center screenshot that you see here, where it prompts you to put in an email address and password. For those of you who have been using Hawks Learning and you already have a student Learn account, so if any of you have gone to learn.hawkslearning.com and logged in with an email address and password, you can use those same exact login credentials to log into Teach. It essentially means you already have a Teach account created for you. If you're having any issues with that, I'll show you some troubleshoot items on the next page, but those of you using Hawks already who have a Learn account, log directly in with those credentials. If you're new to Hawks and you do not have a student Learn account yet, you would simply click this Create an Instructor Account button and then fill out this form that you see on the right-hand side. Very straightforward, just your name, school, email address, password, and so forth. Now, let's say you don't think you have a student Learn account, and so you begin filling out to create a brand new account. If you actually, in fact, have a student Learn account and you didn't realize it, maybe your Hawks rep had created one for you, you will see a prompt that says, a user account with this email address has already been created. Please sign into that account. So if you see that message, you can simply click sign in. It'll take you to the teach.hawkslearning.com homepage, and then just try logging in with your student Learn account. If you don't know that you have a Learn account and or you don't remember the password, you're not sure how to log in, you could always click the forgot password option from teach.hawkslearning.com, and that will let you reset that password. So this would be if you had a student Learn account and didn't realize it. There's still a really easy way to get in there and get started with it. Now, once you've created your account, either by logging in with your Learn credentials or selecting Create an Account and creating a brand new account, you will be taken to your dashboard. So this is what your new Teach Instructor single sign-in dashboard looks like. And to start, you have no courses added. All you have to do is simply one time when you get your account created, you need to go in and add all of your Hawks courses. So these courses are going to essentially be course tiles that are direct links into your Hawks gradebooks. So you should be adding one course per gradebook that you currently use within Hawks. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. If you click Add Course, You will have two options. You can either add a course with a course link code, or you can add a course putting in all of your gradebook credentials for that course. So let me get started first by talking about the bottom option, so add course with password. This is going to be for those of you who already have a Hawks gradebook, you've been using it, you know what your course ID is, you know what your password is. You can really easily just select your school, the course ID, your name from the dropdown, and then enter what your actual gradebook password is. You click add course, that's going to put that course tile on your dashboard. If you are a brand new Hawks instructor, then you will simply add a course link code. Basically, anybody moving forward who's added to the gradebook within any Hawks gradebook, they will automatically receive an email from Hawks Learning that provides this course link code to them directly. So you should have that already. If you're an instructor who's either brand new or maybe you're relatively new and you can't really remember your course ID or your gradebook password, we can very easily resend you this course link code at any time. So simply let your Hawks rep know and we'd be happy to get that sent to you. So even if you just think it's easier to add it with a course link code, we can send that in your direction. So I wanted to show you what it looks like. So let me go back one slide briefly here. So I want to show you what that course link code looks like. And I also want to show you where you might get your course ID and gradebook password for those of you who might be a little less familiar with the process. So the left-hand side is going to be what that automated course invitation email looks like for new instructors, or we can resend it to any existing instructors, which will give instructions on how to create the Teach account. But most importantly, you'll see in red here, it's going to have this course link code. So you would simply highlight that with your mouse, right click, and copy, and then you can paste it into the course link code, and that will add this gradebook login directly to your Teach account. For those of you who already have gradebooks and maybe you know what your password is, you've logged into them many times before, as a reminder, your course ID can be found in the actual gradebook link. So anything that's after the slash, after .com, and is before the C. So C is not part of your course ID. It's a drop-down box though, so it'll be pretty easy for you to identify that if you're adding it this way. And then whatever the instructor name is from the login drop-down, and then the password that you use for the gradebook, that is what you would use for this bottom half to add the course this way. So either or, whichever one will let you add it. You just have to add it one time, and that will add this course tile to your dashboard, as I mentioned earlier. So as many courses as you teach, add all of those right here to your dashboard. From here, to access one of your Hawks gradebooks, you simply have to click directly on one of those tiles, and it will open up into your Hawks gradebook. Now, within your actual Hawks gradebook, everything works the same as what you're used to. The only difference is going to really be this top bar here, where it does allow you to easily navigate back to your Teach dashboard, log into your student dashboard. And one of the bigger differences and one of the more convenient aspects of this Teach process is that you will have a drop down in the top left-hand corner. And this drop-down box is going to allow you to navigate between any and all of your Hawks gradebooks. So if you are teaching, say, 4 out of 4 different Hawks gradebooks, you can simply select that drop-down box and then select another gradebook, and it will log you directly into that gradebook. Now, one quick note, you're only going to see your gradebooks listed here if you've added those gradebooks to your Teach dashboard, which makes sense. That's how they're connected here to your account. Another quick note about this is you still can only be logged into one Hawks gradebook at a time, but this drop-down box will make it really easy to switch between one gradebook to another. And I do see a few questions coming in. Please continue to put in any questions you have in that question and answer box, and I'll make sure to address them at the end. From this page, when you go back to your Teach dashboard, or as you saw even when you're within a single gradebook, you'll always see this Student Dashboard button in the top right-hand corner, which if you select that Student Dashboard, it'll take you directly into your student account. So again, I mentioned this at the very beginning, but another nice benefit of this new unified platform is you no longer have to log in separately to your student account for Hawks. Now, again, for those of you who have been using Hawks Learning and you already had your student account set up with your different courses, when you click Student Dashboard, everything's going to look the same as what you previously saw on your student account. For those of you who are brand new to Hawks, you might not have any of your courses added to the student side yet. That is something you just have to do once to get started. Basically, your Hawks Learning representative will email you with access codes, student access codes, and all you have to do is select this Add Course button and then paste in those access codes. So you copy it from the email from your Hawks rep, paste it in here, and it adds the course to your dashboard. If for some reason you're not seeing a course you're expecting, just reach out to your Hawks representative and we'd be happy to help you get that right here on your account. From the student side, you can also, of course, navigate back to the instructor dashboard. So again, really seamless movement between the student account, the instructor teach dashboard, and then each individual gradebook. That's really everything I had to cover today. I told you it would be a pretty fast meeting. There's only so much to go through here. So let me go ahead and take a moment and open up the question and answer and see what questions we have. So the first question is, will the standard ways of accessing the gradebook and our student views still be usable? So yes, for the time being, you still can go directly to course.hawkslearning.com/ and then whatever your individual gradebook link is. You can also still go to learn.hawkslearning.com and log in there. But creating the Teach account really takes probably less than 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes. And doing that is going to mean that you have this one login and it prevents you from just having to type in a password more than once. We are trying to move everyone towards this Teach platform because that's only going to make it easier for us to make more improvements down the road as well and continue to enhance the instructor experience. So at some point, we do plan on transitioning all the way over, but you definitely have time to get up and running and you can still use those individual accounts. But if you have any trouble whatsoever in getting your account created with Teach, definitely let us know and we are more than happy to help you with that. I see a second question has come through. Someone said, my student account email address is different from my instructor email address. Will I still be able to have the student account connected to Teach as well? Yes, so what you can do is you actually have a few options with that, but let me go ahead and navigate through these questions here. So, oops. Okay, sorry, I was trying to eliminate some of these questions. Okay, so if your student account email address is different from your instructor email address, then what you have a couple of options, but one of them would be to simply log in to Teach using that student email address. And you might just need to add that student email address to your instructor details as well. That sounds a little complicated, basically, but it's pretty straightforward. As long as you just take that student email address that you use and go into your gradebook to Tools, Manage Instructors, and then you go to your name, you then can put a comma after the first email address, enter that second email address, because as long as that student account email address is in any Hawks gradebook in one place, that's what allows it to create that Teach account for you. So I hope that was clear, but if not, we can definitely have your Hawks rep reach out to you directly about that. Somebody else asked, can we use the same name and password on our current account, on the Learn account? Use the same name and password. Yes, so I believe what this is regarding is if you already have a password that you're using for your Hawks gradebooks, when you go to course.hawkslearning.com, you can use that same password that you've already been using for your course.hawkslearning.com and use that same password when you create your Teach account. The only difference is for Teach, you do have to log in using an email address. So it's not going to be your name from a drop down. Instead, you just type in your email address, but you can use the same password if you would like. The next question here is the Hawks gradebook password the same as the password used to log into Hawks? So for this one, and I think this might be asking, is the Hawks gradebook password the same as the password it would that would be needed to log into the new Teach platform? So no, your gradebook password is not unless you make it make this happen. But by default, your gradebook passwords are not going to be what you use to log into Teach for the first time. You would use your student learn account password. So if you go to learn.hawkslearning.com, whatever email address and password you put in, you can use that same email address and password to log directly into Teach. If you don't have a student learn account, you simply go to teach.hawkslearning.com and select create an account. And that would allow you to just create one from scratch. The only time with Teach, the only time you need those gradebook passwords is the very first time you're adding that course, each of those gradebook course links to your main dashboard. So I'm actually going to, let me navigate backwards in this slideshow, a couple slides to show you what I'm referring to there. So when you first log into Teach, you select add course, and this is how you add those direct gradebook links to your dashboard. And if you are adding it using the course ID and gradebook password method, that's the only time you have to use the gradebook password. To clarify with a previous question, somebody was asking, can you use the same gradebook password, use your gradebook password and make it the same as your Teach password? You definitely can do that if you want to, if you're creating your Teach account from scratch, or you can always go under your settings to change your Teach password so it's the same as your gradebook. So they're not automatically linked, but you can always do that if you want. Okay, next question. Please clarify one more time on the Hawks Teach site. To get into the site, which password do we use there? Okay, good question. Let me go back one here. So when you go to teach.hawkslearning.com, you'll see a login page here. And to log into Teach, if you as an instructor have been using Hawks and you already have a student learn account, so any of you who can currently go to learn.hawkslearning.com and you type in your email address and you type in a password for learn and it opens to your account, that means you can use that same exact email and password login credential to log directly into Teach. So if you have a student learn account, you can log directly into Teach using those same credentials. If you do not have a student learn account, then you can simply go to teach.hawkslearning.com and select create an instructor account. Now, the one caveat to what I mentioned, where if you have a student learn account, you can then log directly into your Hawks Teach account, would be if you get this message here, or if you're told that you need to add that email address to a gradebook, which most of you have your email address already tied into a Hawks gradebook. So if you get that message, you simply just have to log it directly into your gradebook, go to Tools, Manage Sections, and then type in your email address that matches your Learn account. That would be how you connect those. Next question, will the rep email the teachers to help get in touch with them? Yes, so we should have all Hawks Learning representatives should be reaching out to every school that they're working with in order to introduce them to this process, send out instructions, answer any questions. So that's definitely something we're working on. I know we've got hundreds of schools and thousands of instructors that we do work with. So we do have some automation through Hawks Learning that's sending out some instructions, but each rep is working hard to reach out personally to each one of their instructors as well. So somebody asked, what is the full Student Learn website name? So the student platform is learn.hawkslearning.com. So instead of Teach here, it would be learn.hawkslearning.com. So again, if you're able to log in through learn.hawkslearning.com, you can use that same email and password to log directly into teach.hawkslearning.com. The one caveat is you might need to just use that Learn email address. You need to just make sure it's tied to your gradebook, but you're going to receive a clear message if you do try to log in and that email address is not tied to a gradebook. Somebody, let's see, will the rep email teachers? I think I answered that one. And then Next question is, I've used Hawks for many years. Is this Teach stuff new? Yes. So Teach is brand new. Really the main point of Teach is for you to be able to go to one easy website, teach.hawkslearning.com, log in with your credentials, and from that single dashboard, you can easily access all of your grade books and your student account. I'm flipping forward to that page. You could access directly every single one of your grade books and your student account without ever having to type in a different website address and without ever having to type in a different password. So this new Teach platform is designed to be a single login as an instructor that allows you to navigate to your different grade books and student account. And just in case some of you missed some of the beginning portion, I do want to mention one more time that the other benefit of Teach is when you are within a grade book, you can easily also navigate between your separate grade books from here as well. So that's this top left-hand corner. You see there's a drop-down box, and that would show any of your grade books that are linked to your Teach account, so you can navigate between them. Another benefit, just in case you missed it from the beginning, is it lets you easily reset your password as well. Those of you familiar with Hawks, you knew in the past, unfortunately, it was a bit more manual as an instructor to reset your password. Now it's just as easy as, I'm going to navigate backwards to the login page. It's just as easy as selecting this forgot password link. So very easy as an instructor to reset. Let's see. Somebody asked, is there a particular browser that is most compatible with Teach? Not that I'm aware. I know that we typically recommend using, Chrome or Safari, Firefox. I think Internet Explorer is the only browser that we typically don't recommend, but it should work with any browser. If you are, for whatever reason, having an issue with a particular browser, definitely let us know. Okay, I think I've answered all of the questions so far, but let me go ahead and navigate once more to the end of this PowerPoint just so that you have our contact information again. So by all means, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to call us directly. As most of you know by now, I'm sure, we have a policy of answering the phone within 4 rings whenever we can. So live person will answer and be able to help you. You can also email us at training@hawkslearning.com. Contact your Hawks rep, ask for a 5-minute meeting to get your account up and running. It should take less time than that to get everything set up for you. And then you can also reach us at chat.hawkslearning.com. So one more check to make sure no more questions came in. I believe that's all. I appreciate your time today. If you do need any other help or anything at all, please let us know, and we look forward to being in touch. Thanks so much.